The following program contains graphic calls to personal responsibility. If you are addicted to the system, Randall may not be right for you. Check with your local welfare office.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry to inform you that Randall is no longer with us. He said some things that bothered people in the administration, and well, we had to use a drone. That's all I'm allowed to say by law. Goodbye, Randall. Goodbye, Randall. Goodbye.
Standing for truth in the four corners of America. Fighting for justice on the frontiers of the culture wars. And turning resistance into an art form. Randall Terry.
Howdy, partner. You might have heard in these parts that America's going to hell in a handbasket. Well, I'm here to say that's probably true, but if you'll just send us money, we'll be your hired gun. You ain't got to fret about America dying as long as this new sheriff's in town. Send us money, we'll get the job done for you. I'll be right back. You'll see what I'm talking about. Come on, Professor. Give a good word.
When I heard that the NSA was spying on people, it didn't surprise me one bit. The blistering idiots at the other NSA have been spying on me for years to steal my discoveries. You ask, what other NSA? Why, the Neutron Star Association, of course. I have discovered more pulsars than they will ever discover. More than they will ever discover.
Welcome to today's program, friend. We're having fun, all right, at least I'm having fun. No, I'm on the verge of tears, talking about why we have lost the country, all right? You don't have to be a prophet to see that we've lost the country. The country is now intensely in the hands of wicked doers, evil doers, men and women with an agenda that is distinctly anti-Christian, in open war with the Ten Commandments, seeking to drive God out of the public square, whether it's prayer, the Bible, the Ten Commandments, killing babies, redefining marriage between people of the same gender. The list goes on and on. How did we get in this mess? The single greatest reason is the lack of men and women with vision, courage, and biblical or Christian ethics. Those three legs to the stool: vision, courage, and Christian ethics. Vision is the ability to see past, present, future. I don't mean visionary in the sense of like I can tell the future, but the ability to understand history, to see how we got where we are right now, and to be able to project where our current trajectory will take us. Courage, being willing to fight, being willing to take the blows, being willing to even die to self, to reputation, or even physically die for the sake of justice and righteousness and the laws of God. And then Christian ethics, well, that's simple. There's a lot of people who know some random Bible verses, right? About prayer, about inner peace, about how to get to heaven by confessing with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believing in your heart that God raised him from the dead. But they could not give you a cohesive biblical answer, a cohesive theological answer as to why government schools are an encroachment on the divine right of parents, for example. Couldn't defend the rights of parents. Couldn't defend using the scriptures why socialism is evil. Okay? There is a massive body of thought in the scriptures about good and evil, right and wrong, that we simply don't know about because our seminaries, our Bible teachers are focused on things that will make us happy, that'll make us peaceful, that'll make us, ready? Send them money. And that's what I want to talk about today. The machine. One of the reasons that America is dying is because of a multi-billion-dollar industry called the religious right. When I say multi-billion, I am not exaggerating. Billions of dollars have been thrown at various organizations who have promised this: send us your money and we will win. Now, I want to stop. First of all, think. Think of the groups that you have given money to who promised victory to impeach Bill Clinton, to stop child killing, to stop the militant homosexuals. I mean, just go down the list. Think. And then think of how little we have to show for it. It's an industry, and it's one that has almost no fruit to show for massive investments. I mean, Jesus himself said, look, if the fig tree isn't bearing, remember that parable? Cut it down. Cut it down. Don't keep fertilizing it. Don't keep wasting space and fertilizer and time and effort. There's two elements to this that I want to focus on. Then we'll go to a third. The first is this: the misguided idea that a handful of paid guns, of hired guns in Washington, D.C. could prevail. This country is based on the idea of self-government, government of the people, by the people, and for the people, under the laws of God, the sovereignty of God, okay? It's not about a few hired guns. It's not about good fundraising letters promising you that if you'll just give your 50 or your $100, that you have discharged your duty, okay? You and I sending $50 to some group to fight does not discharge our duty. Now, when we come back, I'm going to strike the balance, okay? Because we could use your $50, we could use your $100, and we put it to good use. But I'm telling you right now, we want your $100, and we want you to fight. Yes, I want both and. My wife and I, for 5 years, have been grinding our own wheat and baking our own bread from scratch. Within 2 hours, you can have fresh wheat in your hand and then piping hot bread come out of the oven. The most nutritious and delicious bread you will ever have. And we do it for under $1 a loaf. Call Paula's Bread and find out about this grain mill and the mixer and how it can save you money and change your life. How would you like to be able to reach hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of potential customers with your product or your company or your web-based business? Well, you can do that right here on this show. Every single day, we get phone calls or letters or orders online from states all over the country where people are watching this television show. Right now, we are seen in 45 cities at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time every night, and then a rerun again at 12:30 midnight. You can reach them using this show at advertising rates that are so inexpensive, it would blow your mind. So, if you're interested, contact us at the phone number that you see on the screen or the email address, and we can talk about how you can grow your business and help support this show. Hi friend, I'm Randall Terry. George Washington said, "Of all the dispositions which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports." Welcome back, friend. Having my cake and eating it too, both and, you bet. Here's reality. There is a place for Minutemen, right? For frontline warriors who dedicate themselves full-time to a certain cause. I have been full-time in Christian work, political battle, the culture wars, fighting for babies, fighting in the political arena, running for Congress, running for president, showing ads by the hundreds on television showing aborted babies for pushing 30 years, all right? By God's grace, I've tried to be faithful at the helm. We have not prevailed in our ultimate goal of ending child killing or stopping the homosexual juggernaut. We have not prevailed. We have failed. But I'm only one small part of the overall army. And I wish that people had taken the counsel that I was giving them, because the counsel I was giving them, I learned from people like Winston Churchill and Martin Luther King and Mother Jones and Patrick Henry and William Lloyd Garrison. The actions that we have taken have been based upon the successful leaders of other social revolutions in the past. The actions, the rhetoric, the sacrifices, the images. There is a rule book, and most of the Christian right has broken the rule book. Central to the rule book is you teach people at every level how to fight. And if you look at most of the so-called political groups or educational groups of the religious right over the last 40 years, their mantra has been, not all of them, but most of them, their mantra has been, send us money and we'll do the fighting for you. Okay? It can't be that way to win. It just can't. It has to be, send us money, we'll keep the fort going here in D.C. or here in the state capitol or here, wherever we are, but we're also going to train others to fight. And we're going to make weekend warriors. We're going to develop an entire army of people who will stand and who will fight. And we did that, by the way. If you look, you go online, you go in literally, you can find encyclopedias that talk about Operation Rescue. I founded Operation Rescue. I led it. We had over 75,000 arrests for peaceful civil disobedience to protest against the killing of babies. Okay? 75,000 arrests. That's 10 times the number of arrests in the civil rights movement in the 1960s. And most of those arrests were from people who were not full-time. They were just people who came out of their pew and said, I've got to do something. I've got to do something. So we tried to base our model on the successful social revolutions of the past. Send us your money, and then send us your body. Come and join us in the streets. Come and join us in the halls of Congress. Come and join us at Newt Gingrich's office. Come and join us at the White House. Come and join us at the state capitol. That was the model that we functioned under. And we created what was the largest civil disobedience movement in America, and they were afraid of us, people. When Janet Reno became Attorney General in 1992, her first press conference as Attorney General, she said her number one priority was, in so many words, by name, she said, to break Operation Rescue, to stop Operation Rescue. That's been 21 years now. The pro-life movement is anemic right now. And part of why we're in the mess we're in, Operation Rescue, set that aside, okay? Part of the reason we're in the mess that we're in is because much of the religious right built these empires, these financial empires, around the notion that if you would just send money, they would fight and win. And it's clearly a colossal failure. If we are going to prevail in the culture wars, it simply is not going to happen with a few good people writing a few checks. It's not going to happen. If I had to choose between you sending us $100 or you learning how to do a protest or a press conference or how to run for office in your own town, which do you think I would choose? I would choose the latter. If I have to choose between the two. But if we could have you send $50 to help us keep doing this show, we'll send you some books, tapes, videos to train you. We'll take your phone call to help you. If I can have both, that's the template of victory, people. That's the template of victory for people to be weekend warriors. Support things with your finances that you believe in, but then learn how to fight yourself. Learn how to be like Joseph, the terror of demons. Learn how to be a dread to hell. I've got to take a break. When we come back, we'll look more at these empires and the bit in the bridle that they've taken in their own mouth. They're telling us that if we'll just send them money, they'll win the battle. But then they've taken the weapons and thrown them at the feet of their enemies and said, I surrender, but would you just Let me keep raising money, please. I've got a mortgage to pay. My kid needs braces. Do you want to have knowledge, wisdom, discernment? If so, you have to read good books on theology, history, books that look at the lives of great men and women. So to help you to become a more effective Christian, a better witness for truth, somebody who can engage in productive conversation that exhorts and edifies those that you speak with, we're going to do something crazy. We're offering you these 7 books for a gift of any size. You just pay for the shipping and handling, and then give whatever gift that you can, and we will send them to you. But just to make it a little bit more crazy, I will send you a second copy of my 3 books, autographed. You can give them as a gift to your pastor or to a family member and help extend truth and justice in the world. This is while supplies last. Welcome back to the program, friend. Do you mean to tell me that I can sit in front of my television, eat hamburgers all day long, that I can never risk my own reputation, that I can live and die in my own comfort zone, but just send you money and we can win the country back? Really? I've got a check ready to go. Yes. Oh, I love this. Yes. Empty promises, ministry. I'll make this out for $10,000. I mean, that's got to buy me a little something, right, on the way there. All righty. And we'll scratch out my account number so when I do the close-up on this, 716, very nice, and there we go. All right, let's do this, Lane. I'm going to write a $10,000 check. Let's get a tight shot on me here, buddy. A $10,000 check to Empty Promises Ministries. Yes, send money. Be happy, lazy, and fat in front of your television, and your check will make it all better, and you will have fully executed your duty before the throne of God. On the day of judgment, God himself will say unto you, well done, good and faithful servant. You never went out into the street. You never fought for that which was just and right. You never clothed the naked. You never fed the hungry. You never fought for babies. You didn't even vote. But you gave money. Enter into the joy of the kingdom of Empty Promises Ministries. I just had to do that. I had to get it out of my system. All right, people. We will all give an account, right? So part of this is that we're going to give an account before our Maker for what we have done and not done. That's why I'm trying to teach you. You've got to get out of the cyber ghetto, get away from your television, use your money discreetly, with discretion, with discernment. I mean, a lot of these mega organizations that are just money pits, squandering money, ending up collaborating with the baby killers. One of the reasons these places still exist is because people like you and I keep giving them money. We keep falling prey to their fundraising letters. All right? And so many of them are 501c3 tax-exempt, tax-deductible organizations that by law, her ticket of Nevada. What's that you say? A ticket of Nevada. I've taken the bit and the bridle. In other words, if you want to stop Obama, all right, you got to name him, right? You can't just say there's certain somebody in the White House that I'd like to get rid of. I won't name his name. We'd like to have a good person in the White House. Won't tell you who that is. But send us money now so that we can fight the phantom of the White House and bring in the phantom of the White House. We need new legislation. Don't worry, I won't fight for any legislation because I'm not allowed to by law, but send me money because I'm going to dance around the edge and I'm going to pretend that I'm Tweedledee and you can be Tweedledum, and together we can spin around like a Tasmanian devil and create absolutely chaos for ourselves. Look at the dust rising. Ah, smell the dust. That dust has to be a threat to the kingdom of darkness. It's not a threat. Randall, remember the voice of your wife in your head. Be the teacher. Don't raise your voice. if we're sending money to groups that are 501c3, tax-exempt, tax-deductible groups, and they're promising us that they will bring about a political change, it's money wasted and it's deceitful fundraising. Okay? Use more discernment, and then find ways that you can fight yourself. Not fight against yourself, fight in the public square so that you become a champion. Forget hired guns. Become the dread of hell. I'll take a break and I'll come back with more ways to make you feel dreadful. I don't know if I want to feel dreadful. Do you want to get America out of the hands of wicked and unjust men and women who are destroying the republic before our eyes, and put leadership back into the hands of righteous men and women so that we don't die as a nation? Well, you're talking about social revolution, and there are rules in social revolution. We can look at the victorious social revolutions of the past, such as the end of slavery, the end of child labor, women's voting rights, the end of segregation, and so much more, and learn from their victories. Look at their actions, their images, their rhetoric, their sacrifices, and their final fruit. We will send you this series that originally cost $129, 7 books for students, 1 teacher's guide, if you'll give a gift of any size and just pay for shipping and handling. Take advantage of it today. All right, do you want to be a dread to hell? Be like the apostles. Love Christ more than you love your own life. Love the truth more than you love comfort. Proclaim the truth more than you're holding your tongue and being silent. All right, we're about out of time. This is what I'm going to do. I will pick up tomorrow with this theme. I mean, let's face it, America's going to hell. It really is. You have to at least say the truth. Know the truth. The truth will set you free. If you say, yes, America is going to hell, yes, we have been losing, yes, most of our leaders on the religious right have led us down a primrose path that has produced nothing, let's just own it, all right? And then try and rebuild, because there is going to be hell to pay, people. We are in trouble as a nation. So this is what I want to do. So I want to end this show. Some people will say that this is crazy. Some people will say they don't understand. I don't care. My goal is to teach you to fight. I'm a general in the culture wars, right? But you have to have troops, privates, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, colonels. I mean, you have to have an army. We have had an army that has grown and contracted, grown and contracted. Right now, things are bad. We need fresh blood. We need fresh troops, and we need them to know how to fight in the ways that are successful based upon the social revolutions of the past that were successful, all right? So here's what we're going to do. These 2 series, Insurrecta Nex and Taking Back the Gates, these 2 series have sold for fairly large sums of money in the past. People used to spend $500 to come to Taking Back the Gates, the Christian Leadership Institute. Insurrecta Nex is a series, books, the 14-part television series, that the retail is over $100. This is what we'll do. You can have either one of them or both. I don't care. You just have to watch them, all right? You pay for shipping and handling, which is a ridiculously low price, and then give an offering, any size, I don't care. And this is an issue of you're on your honor. If you can't afford anything but the shipping and handling, we'll still send them to you, which is a loss to us financially. It's a loss, okay? We're not doing this to make money. We're doing it to retrieve the culture. So if your heart has been stirred and you want to be a part of the solution, and you want to be a dread, you want to be a part of the church militant that attacks the gates of hell, and the gates of hell will not prevail against us, these tools, these teaching tools are for you. Go to your phone and call us, or go to our website and put in the order, pay for the shipping and the handling, and then give an offering, contribution of whatever size you want, and we will send them off to you. And I promise you, these products will turn you into a warrior that is a dread to the demons. God bless you.